The NEMA 4X ACN family of variable frequency drives are available on half horsepower through 20 horsepower and 230 volts AC and 460 volts AC through 30 horsepower. And all drives in this family can operate with single-phase input. The rating for that is roughly 50% on average. See the spec sheets for the exact numbers. All of which means these drives are ideal for a wide range of applications. And the cool thing about the ACN family of drives is they all share the exact same features. You don't lose or gain features when you change drive sizes. What features? How about built-in STO? Yeah, every drive in the entire family has safe torque off control logic built in, which means all you need to do is add a safety relay to get a fully compliant output disable for the drive. All drives have a built-in braking chopper. You don't need to spend money on an external dynamic braking unit to protect your drive from overvoltage or overcurrent conditions. Just provide a braking resistor and you're good to go. Now keep in mind, the internal braking is for typical braking, where you're braking around 5% of the time. If you're braking more than around 30% of the time, well yeah, that'll generate too much heat for the drive to handle, and you will want to use an external braking unit just to get the heat away from the drive. In addition to the automatic braking resistor, you also have multiple ways to stop the motor. Now I really like the way the ACN drive's parameter groups are laid out. When you scroll through them, you get a hint as to what each one is, not just some random number. Just press the left and right arrow keys to quickly access the various parameter groups: drive, basic, advanced, control, inputs, outputs, etc. You get the idea. I especially like that the most common parameters can be quickly accessed using the up-down arrows. And again, I get a hint as to what they are: acceleration, deceleration, drive command source, frequency command source, the multi-step frequencies, output current, motor RPM, output voltage, etc. When I select direction control, for example, I get to choose between forward and reverse, not a 1 or a 0 where I can't ever remember if a 1 is a forward or reverse. The optional external keypad is next level. It connects via RS-232 using any Cat5 Ethernet patch cable. You don't have to buy an expensive interface cable. It has full text displays where everything is spelled out in English, and it has a built-in Easy Start option that walks you through your first setup. There's even an enclosure for the keypad so you can maintain your NEMA 4X rating for the entire system. There's a whole video dedicated to the external keypad and all the cool stuff you can do with it. It's one of my favorite features of this drive. All ACN drives have 5 digital inputs that can be switched to NPN or PNP, 2 analog inputs, a digital output, a relay output, and an analog output that can be configured for current or voltage. The I/O can be extended using the optional I/O card, which has 3 additional digital inputs, 2 additional Form C relays, 2 more analog inputs, and an additional analog output. All ACN drives have both volts-hertz and sensorless vector modes. In volts-hertz, the drive simply sends out a predetermined voltage to generate an expected speed of the motor. Volts-hertz is the quickest way to get your motor spinning, and it's fine for most applications. It requires the fewest parameter settings, and it is the default configuration for the drive. The ACN drives also have the ability to modify that curve for those times when you need to customize torque at a specific speed. The sensorless vector mode is great for those times when you need higher starting torque, a more dynamic response, or tighter speed regulation. These drives also have a slip compensation mode that ensures that the motor doesn't slow down as the load increases. And these drives have the ability to generate constant motor torque, which is ideal for applications where you need the motor to automatically adjust the speed to maintain a constant tension. Power failure is always a concern, so the ACN drives provide both a flying start option and a kinetic energy buffering option. Flying start monitors the current and matches it as the drive ramps back up to speed, which prevents sudden jumps in speed when the power is restored. Kinetic energy buffering uses the regen energy of the motor during a blackout to help maintain the DC bus voltage in the drive. That extends the time before a low voltage trip occurs and helps the drive ride out power supply brownouts. All drives in the family have RS-45 built in, and you can add Modbus TCP and Ethernet IP with an option module. That saves you money because, let's face it, most drives don't need fancy communications, so why pay for it when you don't plan to use it? You can also connect to the drive configuration software with this module instead of using RS-232. And since the drive configuration software communicates via serial comms, You only need a simple USB to 232 or 45 converter to configure and monitor the drive status. This is the recommended cable, but I've used this guy and it works just fine. Speaking of configuring and monitoring, the free VFD Suite software makes commissioning, monitoring, and debugging your drive super easy. You have quick access to the drive's parameters, a graphical programming interface for the user sequencer, simple gauges and trends for monitoring drive status, and it even has a parameter wizard that walks you through basic common setups. And again, it's completely free. You can download it right now at AutomationDirect.com. Of course, these drives have all the usual things you would expect to find in a basic drive. The bottom line is, the ACN family of drives are a tremendous value because they have a low price point while maintaining a lot of high-end features. And they're a proven, reliable, stable workhorse. And with free tech support, free software and free documentation, free CAD models, free video tutorials, free shipping on all orders over $49 on a huge in-stock inventory, and a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Try one today at AutomationDirect.com. Click here to learn more about the ACN family of variable frequency drives. Click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you'll be notified when we publish new videos like this, and click here to learn about all of Automation Direct's free support options.